the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
For the first hit. Rutschman into right field. Down the line. A fair ball. Adley will turn first. Head for second. He's going to turn second. Go for third. Rutschman into third base standing. An extra base hit. His first hit in the major leagues. Welcome to the...
These are long pitch innings, I think. Blister, that's what you wanted to make sure.
Here's a high fly ball into right. Back is Betts on the move. On the track. He's got catch by Mookie Betts.
Now, Clifford looking for a clean inning here in the seventh.
Hit well out to right center field. Jones still on the move, running out of room, and he makes it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Ballpark. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Moran, alongside Brendan Cunningham. We're recording here on Super Bowl Sunday. Hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Eagles, no one wanted it for our football fans, but here we are. But, you know, we're not a football podcast, we're a baseball podcast, which is nice. But before we jump in and continue our top 10 rankings, Brendan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm hoping Chiefs don't win later today. That would kind of ruin my entire year, but let's hope flag will fly.
That's true. That's great points. So yeah, it's for today. We have third base and left field. Third base was pretty good to make, and then left field is very subjective, very stressful, even though it shouldn't have been that stressful. So I think without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So top, we'll do third. We'll do third base. And for my number 10 third baseman, I know he's, I think, going to be a second baseman in 2025. But we're working off the ESPN numbers and such. I had Jazz Chisholm at number 10. Who did you have?
I had Nolan Arenado.
Okay. All right. Should I reason Jazz, or do you want to reason Arenado?
You go ahead.
Okay. So I put Jazz here. Jazz looked rejuvenated with the Yankees, and it looks like a really good pickup for New York. You know, it wasn't spectacular at third, but obviously it was a position that he didn't really know before he got to New York. And all things considered, he actually held it down pretty well. You know, he's got a really good bat that can definitely play in New York, and he's a really electrifying player. I mean, he can kind of do a lot of different things. He can kind of put pressure on defenses and just kind of play with flair, kind of play with some swag, and that's what the Yankees needed when they got him. And you know, I think he brings some good things to this team. You know, he's kind of a controversial person just with his big personality, but regardless, Jazz Chisholm is an impactful player for New York, and he was the type of player they needed to bring in at the deadline. You know, he hit 256. He had 24 home runs, 760 OPS, almost a 3-win season according to ESPN. We'll just preface with that, you know, because WAR can differentiate. But yeah, you know, he's a solid player, and I think it's a good fit in New York.
Yeah, a lot of good points. I picked Nolan Arenado, kind of as a respect pick. You know, last year's kind of our generation, he's been the best third baseman. So I give it respect. I think he's still a playable player, and he's still good defensively. I think he still has something in the bat left with him. You know, I know 2024 wasn't a great year as we've seen, but, you know, I have faith that he can bounce back and have a better offensive season. And not to say he had a bad season, he still had a great season in 272 with 16 home runs. I just think he can get those numbers up in 2025.
Do you think he gets traded?
You know, I'd like to see it. I like to see him on a winning team.
Okay.
I'd say yes.
And then where?
Oh. Um,
I know Boston's been in there, been in the mix.
Boston. We could.
Could
Yeah,
happen.
Devers there though. Or we can move him though.
It's kind of the ripple effect of like you move Devers to first, and then Casas gets on his way out.
Yeah.
But
Um, I'm not. Do you have an idea where he's gonna get traded?
I don't know. I I was almost about to say the Mets, but the Mets just got Pete Alonso. We'll talk about the offseason in later episodes just for some context. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but the Angels like, why not? He's willing to waive the no trade clause.
Yeah. What do you know for the Angels though?
That was like one of the teams that he had on his list. It was weird.
That is weird.
I mean, Seattle could always be a fit for hitters, even though he's a glove first player. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to talk about because, like, there are teams that could use him, but also like not. I mean, this is so messed up, but he could just be a Dodger.
Ugh. Yeah, give him one of them.
That like it could happen. I don't know. Anyway, I'll move on to number 9, and this is where I had Nolan Arenado. You made a lot of good points. It definitely feels like the decline, and that's a little sad considering that we've known him as one of the best third basemen in the game. And the glove is practically insane. The bat has always been really good. This year it felt like a little bit of a step back just because of the age. Maybe it was because of the circumstance in St. Louis. But he's still a solid player, and he still deserves to be in this top 10.
Yeah, at number 9 I actually had Jazz Chisholm.
Oh, so flip flop, nice.
We flip flopped them. I think
Yeah.
you said it well. Yeah, he looked a lot better than the Yankees. He's definitely a good player for them. Even though he's going to move second, we forgot to include him in second base from the list. So we had to include him somehow. So we threw him in third base.
Yeah.
Like you said, he held it down at third base. I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
He's going to be important for this Yankees team.
For sure. All right, number 8. Not much to add on those two because we, just straight up flip flopped them. Number 8, I had Eugenio Suarez of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He had a really good year. I think kind of quietly. It may seem like on the surface that he's a one-dimensional player, but he can do a few other things. I mean, he hit 256, which isn't bad, but 30 home runs is really the calling card, and that played really well for Arizona. He drove in 100. I mean, that's the type of player you need out in Arizona. Like they needed a run producer, and they got him in Geno Suarez. They needed the power coming out of 2023 and then going into 2024. He had a 319 on base, 469 slugging, a 788 OPS. I mean, this guy's just really good. I know that he had the peaks in 2019 with Cincinnati, hitting like 50 plus. Kind of was moving around a little bit. He was in Seattle, now he's in Arizona. But he fits really well there. I mean, you have a lot of guys who can get on base. Like a Corbin Carroll and Jake McCarthy and guys like that. Those two can get on and then run. And then guys like Ketel Marte and Geno Suarez can drive them in, although Ketel Marte can kind of do a little bit of both. So, yeah, it's similar to Jazz Chisholm. I love the fit on the team, and this was a great get for Arizona, I think.
Yeah, for number 8, I had Alec Bohm.
Okay.
From the Phillies. I think he also had a great year. He hit 280 with 15 home runs, 97 RBIs, and OPS of 779. Home runs wouldn't you like to be, but he hit 280, which you actually look at it is the best out of all third basemen, which is surprising. That 280 is the best, but it is the best. So I give credit to Alec Bohm. I think he's a okay defender, and he's also a great hitter. He's just been kind of doing it. I know you like Alec Bohm. You got a jersey of him. Just
did, yeah.
Philly.
I don't know why I did that, but it seemed cool at the time. What?
You regret that decision?
A little bit. I mean, it was a nice shirt, and yeah, I don't know, man. It was okay, but I do have that. I think somewhere in my closet. I don't think it fits me anymore, so That's why I don't wear it. But yeah, Alec Boehm, he had a really good year, all-star. I'll just spoiler, I did not have him in my top 10. So yeah, that's
Dang.
kind of not a great second half from Alec Boehm. Even though he did have a 780 OPS, I think there's some better players than him. So, and wait, okay, so that was your number 8. I'll go number 7. I think this guy's definitely better than him, Jordan Westberg. I think Jordan Westberg. It feels like he's slated to be the starting third baseman for Baltimore. He can kind of do the little second and third thing, get to short in a pinch because he did initially come up as a shortstop. But he had a really good year. I mean, he did get hurt, which doesn't help the numbers, and that's why he wasn't on the ESPN list that we've been referencing. But he was fantastic. I mean, he was fully deserving of being an all-star. The projections are a little low. I'm not gonna lie. But the numbers from 2024 are really good. He hit 264. He had a 792 OPS with the 312 on base and a 481 slugging. 260 or 18 homers. He had a 2.5 win season according to Baseball Reference. 130 OPS plus essentially. I mean, this guy's just a gamer. He's really good. The floor is so high with him, where the consistency is the name of his game. I think he can absolutely repeat what he did in 2024 and carry that into 2025. So I really like Jordan Westbrook as a player, and he can also field it pretty well. So, he's very solid. He's not the most exciting guy in the world, but he's definitely an important cog in the Orioles machine of an offense.
Yeah. I'm saying spoiler. I did not include.
I
Jordan
figured
Westbrook.
if you had Alec Boehm in there,
So that was we'll switch off.
switch off.
For
Yeah.
my 7, I had Mark Vientos from the Mets.
Shit, I forgot about him.
Yeah, Mark Vientos. He had a great year. I feel he kind of came out of nowhere and just decided to hit 27 home runs, 6 average, and OPS plus of 135, which is incredible out of him. And obviously saw in that playoff too. I mean, he went crazy for the Mets, especially in that it was that Philly series. I remember seeing the games. You couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
He just couldn't do ill in the playoffs. Also go in the regular season. Just somehow another great player for the Mets team.
Yeah. If Jazz Chisholm wasn't here for courtesy reasons, I'd probably have Mark Vientos at 10.
He's a 10 for you though?
Or no, nah, he's probably at 8 or 7.
Okay.
For me.
All right.
If I had to reevaluate. We did have Jazz Chisholm in there. We had to put him somewhere, like you said. So yeah, that was kind of the big holdup. Anywho, yeah, Mark Vientos would certainly be in my top 10 if I were to redo this, looking at it again. It'd really probably be swapping out Jazz Chisholm, but obviously we know the rule. Number 6. We on to number 6, I think?
Yes.
Okay, number 6. I had Alex Bregman here at number 6. Alex Bregman, still a free agent. Of course, it's the Scout Boris thing, which is kind of screwing him over, but he had a fantastic year. I mean, he hit 260. He had 26 home runs. He had a 4.1 WAR according to ESPN, 768 OPS. The glove is pretty solid over there. Third. I mean, maybe at times is nothing to write home about, but he definitely gets the job done. Whoever gets him is going to be really good because of him. I don't know what that team's going to be able to talk about that, but Alex Bregman's a really solid player. He's been able to feast on the Crawford boxes forever. It feels like, he's been great with Houston, and I don't know if he goes back, but he's still a damn good ball player, and he has been for a while.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So at number 6, I have something you already mentioned in Eugenio Suarez.
Okay, a little bit higher on him.
Yeah, I think I value the home runs a little more. I think it's a game of home runs. That's what I feel, and that's what kind of we know what he can score his ads. Like you said, back in 2019, he almost hit 50 home runs, and this year 30 home runs at 32 years old. So that's pretty good. Average, actually is higher from other years, like last 2 years or so, at 256. So that's not terrible. I think I value that 30 home runs, which is one of the highest at a third baseman. So I find that very valuable, and I'm sure it was very valuable for the Diamondbacks.
Absolutely, for sure. I can see where you're coming from. Number 5. Yeah, number 5. I had Matt Chapman at number 5. Matt Chapman obviously got the extension with San Francisco. He performed fantastic while he was there. He had a 7-win season, which is kind of crazy. He hit 247. He had 27 homers, a 790 OPS. I mean, this guy's fantastic. It in a place where it seems hard to hit, and he kind of had the odds against him when he was going into San Francisco. It felt like he made it work, and obviously with that Gold Glove or Platinum Glove caliber defense, if he can just hit, that's really gonna make him more well-rounded. So, Matt Chapman had some awesome numbers with San Francisco. It's great to see him kind of playing well again, and he's absolutely deserving of being in the top 5.
Yeah. So for my number 5, I've already said Alex Bregman. The still free agent. Then maybe going back to Arenado, if Houston doesn't get him, do Houston trade for Arenado? Is that a possibility?
Well, they have Paredes and Walker already at the corners, so.
Okay, so maybe not.
But I mean, Houston's willing to be flexible. Like Altuve could go to left. I saw that report, which is kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah, Paredes would be at second, and then you put Altuve. Yeah.
I can't picture him in second.
I know. It seems so wrong.
Yeah, but going back to Alex Bregman, another great year out of him. We've seen him before, see it again. 26 home runs, 260 average, 4.1 WAR. It's consistent, Bregman.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Bregman guy. I think he's kind of a jerk.
True.
But you got to respect the talent. He does it every year, and so that's respectable.
Yeah. I don't know where he could go. I mean, it could be the Tigers. It could be the Red Sox. I know those two teams have been floated.
Yeah.
So
let's high up on the Red Sox.
Yeah.
I know he's a good player. I don't want him.
Yeah. I mean, he could go to the Phillies too if Bohm's on the move.
Yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see where he lands. But he's got to sign quick. Spring training's coming up. Number 4, I had Manny Machado. Number 4. Manny Machado is a complete player. I mean, he's not getting any younger. I mean, yeah. I mean, he may be getting a little old, but he's still unbelievable. And he has 797 OPS, almost 30 home runs, a 275 average, 325 on base, 472 slug. We all know about his amazing defense at third. He can pick it with the best of them. So, Manny Machado, he's still a great talent at third, and he's going to be in San Diego, I think, pretty much till the end of his career. So yeah, he's still right up there in terms of third baseman.
So we're number 4 right now?
4, I think we're at 4.
Yeah. Once again, I've guy already said Matt Chapman.
Okay.
Feels like I'm putting guys one ahead of you.
Yeah. Because I think you're missing a guy.
I'm looking at it. The top 3, we have a different top 3.
I included one guy that I think you didn't. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get that later.
We'll get there.
But yeah, I think Matt Chapman. Maybe I value that defense a little more. He's just such a good defender.
I love the defense.
I put him a little higher though. Yeah. That Gold Glove. Yeah, a 7.1 WAR is ridiculous. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah.
We're gonna put him at 4, which is crazy. But yeah, it's a great year for Matt Chapman. he got that extension, which is so crucial. I think these Giants are going to be okay this year.
Yeah.
If they got him and Adames,
Mm-hmm.
good left side. So yeah, Matt Chapman, really good player.
Absolutely. Giants are definitely getting there with Buster Posey at the helm. Number 3. For number 3, I had Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox. He's Rafael Devers is so good with the bat. I mean, he can't field to save his life, which is, kind of it's never going to get better personally, but 35 home runs essentially. What he could do with the bat is just kind of crazy. 272 average, 354 on base, 516 slugging, 871 OPS. I mean, Rafael Devers, like, you can't really poke a hole in his offensive game. While, you could pretty much hit a ball hard near him and he probably won't field it. Yeah, he's a masher. He looks like David Ortiz, especially with the Boston thing. Like, this kid just rakes, and he's got to be in the top 3.
Yeah. I'm sounding like a parrot right now because I got Rafael Devers number 3 too.
Okay.
Another guy I've already said. But I'll go Rafael Devers, of course. Red Sox. I know defense, he's not the best, but when you hit like Devers does, it don't matter. I'm
No
so
one
glad
cares.
that we got him under contract for so long.
That's
And
true.
he might get moved, and that might be best for us. If he doesn't play third base anymore, because we could use his bat. Maybe I was going to first base, maybe in DHs. We'll take that too. And we'll take Devers hitting, and I can live with the fielding if he just hits like that, because he does it year after year. He's so consistent. 30 home runs. He's 272 average or 20 home runs. RBIs. It's everything for Devers. Definitely a top 3 third baseman.
Yep. Number 2. This is kind of where the setbacks happen for me, where you got some guys higher on the
What
list.
do you have here?
I put Austin Riley at number 2.
Wow.
Wow. There's so much to love for Austin Riley. I mean, I know he got hurt, and that's, kind of derailed his 2024 season. Let me get his baseball reference page up. But, I mean, man, it's so easy to fall in love with Austin Riley. He's a good defender. I won't say it's spectacular, but he's at a point where it's just really good. And obviously he rakes. I mean, he had a 256 average. It was a 322 on base, 461 slugging, 783 OPS, 115 OPS plus. Essentially a 3-win season for him with almost 20 homers. But again, like, he wasn't fully healthy. He played 110 games as opposed to, a full 162. In 2025, he's projected to have a really good year. He's projected with the 828 OPS, 25 homers. I didn't want to forget him. I know I forgot about Mark Vientos, but Austin Riley, like, he's so good, and when he's at the peak of his powers, he's as good as anyone, and he's a huge part of Atlanta's machine that is that team, and he's amazing. There's so many things to like about him.
Yeah, probably looking back, I probably should have included him. I think he got lost in the, he's not that high in the rankings for stuff because of injured. I don't know if I put him at number 2, but I would certainly put him in my top 10. So my number 2 is Manny Machado, another guy you already mentioned. Another great year. Still good defensively, still can hit. I feel like you kind of said it all earlier. Numbers are all good. 105 RBI is ridiculous for him. So Manny Machado, nothing new there.
Yep. And number 1, I think we both have the same number 1.
Yep, we do.
Let's say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jose Ramirez. Yep. I mean, how much can you say about this guy? I mean, short king. He hits 280. He almost had 40 jacks. He drove in 118. 872 OPS. He almost had a 7 WAR season.
Doesn't strike out.
He doesn't strike out 100. What was the Kate Walker's here? 54 walks to 82 strikeouts. That is insane over the course of a full season. He almost went 40-40, I believe. Yeah, you have 39 homers, 39 doubles. I mean, Jose Ramirez, what more could you ask for in a baseball player? He's one of the best in the game, and he is clearly the best third baseman.
Yeah, no doubt there. If any other player, you're wrong. This is a fact. He's the best third baseman in the game. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, he's insane. I mean, and he's on such a team-friendly deal too.
Yeah, what doesn't he do?
What can't he do? I mean, how many stolen bases did he? 41.
40,
He almost
41.
went. He almost went 40-40-40. I knew there was something I was missing about that.
That
That's
is
crazy.
wild.
I know. Jose Ramirez. And who doesn't love him too? He's such a lovable baseball player.
The year consistent.
So, yeah. All right, we'll move on to left field now. This will be a lot more subjective. Because it kind of feels like left field is in more open-ended position. Just to preface, we will have a DH list, so it won't include maybe some guys that played left field that are more so DHs. But yeah, we'll get into that right now. Number 10, I don't feel good about this because I feel like he should be higher. But I had Wyatt Langford at number 10.
You know what? So did I.
Really?
Yeah, I had Wyatt Langford at 10.
We're already 1-for-1 on the most objective list ever.
Not expecting that. We were talking before. Now we think this is one we might not get any.
I know.
Together.
Yeah. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so yeah, Wyatt Langford, he had a really good second half, which kind of boosted the overall numbers. 253 average, 16 homers, 74 driven in, 325 on base, 415 slugging, 740 OPS. I mean, obviously the talent's there. He just raked through the minors right after he got drafted and, killed spring training competition. That's what got him on the opening day roster. It was a slow burn. I think he might have gotten hurt for a little bit. I don't remember, but once he kind of settled in, he really showed what he could be. Just watching film of him in college, kind of doing a scouting report on him, he's crazy. He could be a monster. I liked Walker Jenkins a little bit better coming out of that draft, but Wyatt Langford, in terms of just an MLB ready outfielder, he's right up there with anyone, and he's a true athlete too. So yeah, I mean, I think he could be like a rocket ship this year. There's so much meat on the bone with him.
Yeah, he certainly is special. I definitely could see him climbing this list next year, even in the top 5.
Yeah,
it's very possible. I mean, the sky's the ceiling for this kid. He's got a lot of tools. He could definitely be a top 5 left fielder by next year. I could see that.
For sure. Number 9. I had Ian Happ at number 9.
Wow. 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Oh, wait, what's going on here?
Wait. Make this up.
Wait, that's kind of crazy. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to talk about Ian Happ? I'll let you have Ian Happ.
I'll talk about Ian Happ.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Ian Happ, 243 average, 25 home runs, a 3.9 WAR. Just a good offensive season for Ian Happ. 25 home runs. I value the home runs. It's good numbers from him. It's. I gotta get his baseball reference page. I wasn't ready for this. You want to talk a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he's the model of consistency. You can lock him in to be a 2.5, 3-win player every year. He's solid at pretty much everything. The home run output's really good with him. He's just the epitome of consistency. It feels like it never feels like you're gonna get a bad version of Ian Happ. It feels so safe with him. He's kind of boring, and that's why people don't really talk about him. But he's still a really good baseball player.
Yeah, like you said there. He's a Gold Glove too this year.
Yeah. I mean, when did he win a Gold Glove? I don't remember that.
It was this year.
This year. Wow.
And it's 3 years in a row he's won it.
Oh my gosh, Gold Glove defense. Okay, Ian Happ. I see
I was
you.
not aware.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
forget about him.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Number 8. We'll move into number 8.
Come on.
Um,
Can we
I
go 3 for
have
3?
I have the newest Atlanta Brave Jerks and Profar here at number 8.
Ooh. Ah,
No match.
no.
The
No.
streak ends. Okay. I'll talk a little bit about Profar. He broke out last year as what, a 31-year-old or something like that. He was on the other side of 30, I think. It's kind of crazy how he just kind of broke out. Yeah, he's 31. He used to be the number 1 overall prospect in baseball. Kind of kicking around the big leagues. Didn't really know what to do with himself. Showed some things at times, but really nothing much. He was with Colorado in 2023, stunk there, which is kind of insane because it's such a hitter-friendly park. Gets to San Diego, and then, in 2024, he kind of signs like a $1 million deal. He makes an adjustment and he just pops off, which is kind of insane. He had a 280 average. He had 25 homers essentially, 30 doubles essentially, a 380 OBP. Yeah, 380 OPP, 459 slugging, a near 840 OPS. I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere, but he's a really good player now, and maybe he won't replicate it, but Atlanta still got a really good outfielder, which they kind of needed, and I believe he got like 3 years, 40 something million, which is pretty good for him. So congrats to Profar.
Yeah, no doubt there. So for me, I had Jack Curio from the Brewers.
Okay.
So another young guy. Had
Youngin.
a great year. He 275 average, 21 home runs, an OPS of 791, 3.8 WAR. Even stole 22 bases.
Yep.
Which is impressive out of him. I do think that the strikeout number is a little too high for me. They didn't walk a lot, only 39 walks and 112 strikeouts. Not the best. But I think over that, he great 275 average and 20 bombs is good from any player. Going to Jerks Profar, I do have on my list, and I have a little higher than you.
Okay.
So that's interesting to see.
Yeah.
We'll see that later, though.
Yeah, and we'll see my list a little bit later. Number 7. For number 7, I have Brian Reynolds, of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Match or no?
No.
Okay. Brian Reynolds, he had 157 games this year, 275 average, 344 on base, 447 slugging, 791 OPS. He had 25 home runs, drove in about 90. He's another player that's pretty consistent. You know what you're getting with the bat. He can hit. He kind of has some brick hands in left, but Pittsburgh paid for the bat, and they're gonna get the bat. I know he's kind of a candidate to move off of left field, and maybe he'll see some time at first base. But again, he's a really solid player. I like Brian Reynolds a lot. He's another one of these guys that's like not super exciting in a lot of things that he does, but he's still really good at the end of the day, and he's still gonna put up really good numbers. And this was a great guy for Pittsburgh to extend.
Yeah, no doubt there. I've got number 7. I got Stephen Kwan.
Okay, wow.
Okay. Is that bad for you?
It's interesting. I'll say that.
All right. Well, Stephen Kwan, again, he's an average guy. 292 average and 14 home runs, 44 RBIs, and OPS 793. You look, obviously the stat that you want to look at is the average and the walk to strikeout ratio, which is 53 to 51. I mean, he walks more times than he strikes out, which is, you never see that. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
I just think I want those those offensive numbers like home runs and RBIs and doubles. I need those to be higher. Only 14 home runs and 44 RBIs. I know he leads off the game, so not a lot of opportunities for that. But I just think the OPS 793 is good, but I think it should be better. Also he's a great defender. He won a Gold Glove, I think. So
I believe so. Yeah.
number 7 for me. I value that home run ball.
Yeah, you do love your home runs. I like my home runs too, but I like to look at a more complete picture. Um, okay, number six. Number six now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so number six, I had Brandon Nimmo of the New York Mets. Brandon Nimmo is a really good player. I believe he was playing through something, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. Injury. He was playing through like a plantar fasciitis. Yeah, that's like a foot issue. It was in his left foot. Um, but it was pretty impressive that he was able to play through that, and he still had a really solid season. Some of the counting numbers look a little low. It's 224 average. But he did have 23 homers. He had 25 doubles, 327 on base, 399 slugging, 727 OPS. I'm a Brandon Nimmo guy. I'm a little bit partial to him. I think it's just a really well-rounded game, and he's one of many players to be paid by the New York Mets. I'm expecting a bounce back. For me, this is kind of more of a projection. I think he can kind of put that plantar fasciitis behind him and have a really nice 2025. Especially considering that Mets lineup is definitely getting a little bit longer. It's not the first name you're circling, not the second name you're circling, maybe not even the third name you're circling. But Brandon Nimmo is still really solid, and he's really valuable to the Mets.
Yeah, I didn't include him. I think you said your projection there.
Yeah,
I did tell these numbers, and I didn't think he fit on this list.
you didn't see it, and that's
Um,
okay.
but he's certainly close.
Yeah.
For my number six, I had Riley Green from the
Mm.
Tigers. He was an all-star this year. I think he had a great season. He 24 home runs, 262 average, OPS plus of 133. So just good numbers from Riley Green. I think offensively, great player. Like I said, those numbers are all good for him. It's just a kind of solid. He's 24 years old. He's young. What was defensive? Great defensive player too. He led all left fielders in defensive WAR at one. So that's another plus side rather than him. I think he's just a solid player. Does everything well. You can respect that guy. I think he deserves number six spot.
Yeah, that's it's a solid spot to have Riley Green. Number five. My number five was Colton Cowser of the Baltimore Orioles. Colton Cowser had an emergence this year. He didn't look good in a big league stint in 2023, and then he made the opening day roster in 24 after a monster spring training. And then quickly just played his way into the Oriole lineup. He kind of took Austin Hayes' job away from him, and Colton Cowser came into his own. He hit 242. He had 25 home runs almost. He had a 768 OPS, 321 on base, 447 slugging in a 3-win season according to ESPN. Cal, and he's also a really good defender in left field, and I think that's really nice for him. And he can kind of move to any outfield spot. We saw the Orioles put him in center, but he plays really well in left. I like Colton Cowser a lot. I like what he brings to the table. I think he should have won Rookie of the Year personally. But Colton Cowser I think is set up for a really nice career, and he fits well into the Orioles just with the culture and the offense.
Absolutely. So my number five, I've got already said that's Brian Reynolds of
Okay.
the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, you talk about consistency. This guy's it. His numbers are almost identical from last year, except for like the average a little higher. Home runs the same. I think it's very consistent bat out of him.
Yeah.
You mentioned his numbers earlier. It's what you want out of Brian Reynolds. He's been doing it the past few years. I feel like he's a guy you can rely on to just be good. So I think that values that. So I had to put him number five, a little higher than you had him.
Yeah, and that's understandable. I kind of docked him for the defense a little bit, but the bat is really good, and I can understand that stance. Number four, I have a guy that you already mentioned. I have Jackson Chourio at number four.
Oh,
So I'm gonna be aggressive. I love what Jackson Chourio can do. He had a monster. He was a beast from June on. Kind of after going through the big league lumps, but He could be a really good defensive left fielder. He showed a lot in center as a prospect, and now that he doesn't really have to do the center field thing is, um, could be beneficial for him and can just kind of let his athleticism shine and aggressiveness shine in left field a little bit more. He hit 275, 327 on base, 464 slugging, 791 OPS, 21 homers, nearly 30 doubles. I mean, Jackson Churio, he has the potential to be an electrifying player. He is just exciting, and I think this is the type of player that Brewers fans want. He got that pre-debut extension. They obviously saw something in this kid. He had a great showing in the wild card series, even though it was only 3 games for Milwaukee. He's exciting, and I think Milwaukee deserves a guy like this. And I went to Milwaukee over the summer and saw the Brewers. This is the type of player that you want. And Jackson Churio, I think he is primed for a big season on a whole.
Yeah. I like to get a little high on him. For number 4, I have an Oriole, but it's not a guy I already mentioned. I got Tyler O'Neill.
Oh yeah.
New Oriole, former Red Sox. I think he's going back to the point of that home run ball. I mean, he hit 31 home runs in only 113 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive. And I think he played like a whole, even just 150, could have hit maybe like 45. So I think, he was injured, which I give a little hit to that, but he was really good in his 113 games played. I mean, 31 home runs, 240 average, a little low what you wanted, but he's a power guy. And also, you know what you're getting there. He's a speed guy. He's still a lot of bases. He's quick out there in left field. So I think he's a really jacked dude. I think he's a great pickup for Orioles. I'm gonna miss him in Boston. He was really good for us.
Yeah, he's a fun little muscle hamster, as some people might call him. I didn't have him on my list, so he'll probably end up on my right field list. For me personally.
Is that what he's gonna
Um,
play?
Yeah, I think
Baltimore?
he's more primed for right than left.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's what makes this left field list subjective. I mean, it's kind of in the eye of the beholder. Number 3, but I do like that shout. It's a great shout. Number 3 for me, it's a guy you already mentioned. I had Riley Green at number 3.
Okay.
So Riley Green. You mentioned that he's a great player. I totally see it. I think he's one of the best left fielders in the game. He had a 262 average, 24 homers, 827 OPS in the 137 games he played. He was an all-star, like you mentioned, for the first time in his career. He's just great. He's awesome, and I think he fits really well in the left field with Detroit. And he kind of brings that young vibe to this team, and there are a lot of great things he can do. So Riley Green is certainly fun. And he also had 27 doubles. I mean, Riley Green is athletic. Former top prospect. He's coming into his own here in Detroit.
Yeah. For my number 3, I have another guy I already mentioned a while ago. I got Jerson Profar.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
little different views on him. I just think offensive numbers are too good. I mean, he came in 14th at MVP voting for the NL. He was short. He was a Silver Slugger. He was an All-Star. Just a career year for Jerson Profar. I mean, you said the numbers are. I'll repeat them again. 24 home runs, 85 RBIs, 280 average. His WAR is 3.6. I just think those numbers they're too good. And obviously, I think it was recognized. Like I said, 14th MVP voting. I think if you get Silver Slugger, it's an offensive game. You got to deserve to be top 5 at least. That's my feeling. So I had to bump him up some spots. He was the average and the home runs, everything. It was all too good. But obviously, he stepped down from these top 2 guys. I think we have not the same order, but the same 2 guys.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Jurickson Profar. I think I just want to see him do it again. That's kind of why I had him lower on my list. But I do love being aggressive with him. I mean, he's a guy that I do think it's sustainable for him, and I'm excited to see what he can do in 2025. Number 2, I had Teoscar Hernandez in number 2.
That's what I had.
Okay, so we're matched up there. I mean, the Dodgers kind of brought him in on a flyer, $21 million, I think, right around there. And he played 154 games. He had 272 average, hit 33 home runs. He had 99 RBIs, a 295 total bases. 339 on base, 501 slugging for an 840 OPS. I mean, this was everything the Dodgers were hoping for. He got rejuvenated with a winning culture, and that's another guy. He got himself a payday. I believe he got himself a 3-year deal to stay with LA. I mean, he's just the right guy there. And he's a beast. He went right back to being the player we saw in Toronto. So, Teoscar, he's a masher, and he's got infinite protection, it feels like, in that lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to think that this guy is like the 4th best hitter in the Dodgers lineup.
Yeah, 4th or 5th.
Most teams he could be easily number 1.
Yeah.
So it's incredible. Yeah, like you said, he just had a great year. What we saw in Toronto, he brought it back. You have to love that. It's just upsetting that the Dodgers got him. Yeah, it's another good player that they have.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine as long as it's not the Yankees getting them.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. All right, and then number 1. I think we have a different one.
What?
Yeah, because I have a guy that you already mentioned. I have Steven Kwan at number 1.
What?
Yeah.
Is this guy not a left fielder that I have?
Who did you have at number 1?
I had Brent Rooker.
Oh, I think of him more as a DH.
He's a DH.
Yeah. He's in that category with like Jordan and stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
So
you could talk about Rooker though.
I will talk about Rooker.
Okay.
Let me check his number. You can talk about Steven Kwan though.
Yeah, I mean, you already talked about Steven Kwan, but I think Steven Kwan is the best leadoff hitter in the game. I mean, in terms of the archetype for him, he fits it to a T. He fits it perfectly. Just being that guy that can get on base. He hardly ever strikes out. He added some juice to his game. I mean, I know it's only 14 homers, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not the most impressive thing in the world. But the dude gets on base at an elite clip. I mean, 368 OBP. That's 53 walks, 51 Ks. I know you mentioned that, but that's just insane in today's game. 425 slugging, 793 OPS. I mean, yeah, man, this is the leadoff hitter every team wants. He can do all those little things, and that's the type of player that he is. He had what stolen bases? Where's the stolen base? Why can I not find stolen base? Oh, he had 12, so that's not the most. But again, this is just the type of player that he is. He fits it perfectly, and I think that this is like the highest floor we have in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit subjective. We talked about that. Left field is very subjective. What you want. That's crazy. 1-7 though. Then Brent Rooker. I should have looked at the numbers a little more. Obviously, I'm not watching athletics games, so I don't really know where they put him in the lineup. ESPN has left field, so I'll talk about him. It's a great year from Brent Rooker. I mean, 293 average, 39 home runs, 112 RBIs. I mean, offensively, that's everything right there. Average, home runs, runs driven in. It's all you want out of an offensive player. It's something for the A's. I'm glad that they have something to root for, like Brent Rooker. It's been a little bit. I think it's kind of since Matt Olson left that they had a good player like Brent Rooker.
They extended him too.
Nice, good for them. They made a good decision finally.
Clap it up for the A's. Paid someone. Well, they kind of have to, or else they're gonna have a file or a grievance filed against them.
That's not. You don't want to have that. That's not good.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Brent Rooker got paid, so that's nice. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I think he's just a. I'll see. Maybe if I'll include him DH, because I kind of messed up here. But he's a complete offensive player. I think.
For sure, he can mash with the best of them. Yeah, he'll probably be on my DH list when we put that out at the near the end of the top tens. But that'll do it for this episode. We got third base and left field down. Next time, we'll be center and right. We'll kind of have to take a break because of the website I publish episodes. I don't have enough room, I don't think, to get more in there. But we do have the catchers and the first baseman up now, so you guys can enjoy that. We'll have second base and shortstop as soon as we're able to publish that. And now we got third base and left field down. So we got all the infield spots covered. We'll keep going into the outfield. We'll have starters and relievers. We'll have that in an episode, and then we'll do DH and utility to round it out. And then after that, we'll have off-season grades for the AL and NL as the regular season gets underway. So programming notes, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. This was fun to make. Brennan, any last thoughts?
I'm excited for the big game today. This is probably gonna be posted after it, right?
Yeah, it'll be long after.
So you guys already probably know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting though. I'm hoping for a close game. That's what I really want.
Good football, even though
Yeah.
we hate the teams.
Not favorable teams.
No.
But it's a scary game.
Yeah. Well, we'll just hope for some good, enjoyable football. Are you a Kendrick guy? Are you going to be excited for that?
He's not my favorite. I don't really care that much.
Yeah, I've never cared
but
about
I'll
the
watch
halftime
it.
show. Yeah, I'm not a halftime show guy, so that's
You're not a halftime show guy?
not really. That's just me personally, though.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll have more coming out soon. We're excited for 2025 to start. Spring training is getting even closer. And we'll see you next time.